all the Vol fans out there and talking to them about Lady Vols basketball?
Yeah, it was great to be out there with. These are big time fans, big time fans, long time fans. That, the fun thing about that group is they always have a story and they always have a connection and they want to share that with you. It's pretty cool.
What do you remember about playing at that gym, Vanderbilt?
Obviously the gym, the setup is just unique, and it's I can't imagine as a coach, being a little frustrated being at the other end. And, the communication has to be really solid by the team. They can't get it from us, especially in that first half offensively.
You guys have done well in the second quarter, being able to get a little bit of separation. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think our players have, I think sometimes can wear you down a little bit we have a little bit of depth, and I think our size becomes a factor after you've been out there a few possessions. And I think as the game goes, we get a little bit more comfortable.
Having played so many games last week, did you alter anything with practice this week to give them a little more rest?
So last week we tried to get them some breaks where we needed. Friday was our off day going into the LSU game, and then coming out of that, Monday is our typical off day. And now we're back on a regular schedule. So our Monday was off, big practice on Tuesday, and a practice and travel on Wednesday.
Is rebounding a full-fledged concern right now? I mean, it's becoming a trend now rather than just a bad game or two. And what are you sort of concentrating on within that subject matter there?
Right. We've talked about a rebounding and our numbers and the concern that we have. I think people are locked in and know it's a priority for them against us. But if you're good at it, you're good at it. We've just not been good at it here recently, and I think that's obviously trending the wrong way the last 4 or 5 games. It's not a good number for us. I think a lot of it has to do. I think it's twofold. I think one is just the discipline and the habits aren't where they need to be in terms of every shot box out, every shot crash the boards. One of the two things. But also, I think the physicality got us. I think. We're not coming in and creating a lot of contact, especially on the defensive end, to keep people off the boards. And if you don't do that at this level with the type of athletes that we're seeing, your numbers are going to be skewed in a negative direction for us. So those two concerns, just habits and being more physical.
Is key, being a freshman, is there any concern that she might be, hitting a little bit of a slump here, like, the long season, that sort of stuff, or what?
Right now I don't feel like she's in a slump. I don't think that's what it is with her. I think right now we have gone up against physical post players that are veterans, and she's a rookie that's playing in the SEC in the center position for the first time. I think that's tough. I think it's really tough. So I don't feel like it's been a slump. I think I do believe that freshmen hit walls throughout their career or throughout their first season. I don't think that's where we're at with her, but obviously it's just we have to stay positive with her, continue to help her learn and grow during this time.
Is she frustrated? It looked like she was frustrated after the UConn game. It was hard to tell on Sunday.
I think sometimes on the court she gets a little frustrated. She wants to do well. She wants to be good, and when she misses a free throw or doesn't get a rebound or is not where she's supposed to be defensively, I think it bothers her. One thing that she's been able to do is still be productive numbers-wise. It wasn't as productive numbers-wise against LSU as she's been in the past, but I think her second half was much better than her first, and that's a good sign.
A lot of production from Renaya right now. Is there anything that you're not impressed with her recently about what she needs to improve on? Or
I sent her a clip of Jackson dancing and told her that Jackson could teach her some moves if she wanted some new moves. Right now she's kind of doing everything for us. She's shooting the ball well, she's rebounding well, she defends well. I think she's being aggressive. She and I even talked about how she let the game come to her a little bit better against LSU and got some easier looks because of it. And she's mindful of those type things. So I think she's kind of at another level right now in terms of her thinking and her production on the court.
Do you think she's doing a good job of being hard to guard? I was noticing Sunday she was getting her shots from a lot of different places on the floor once she got into the flow of things. Has that been something that you've been consciously working on with her, or is she doing that on her own?
Well, we talked to her about moving without the basketball a little bit more and not standing so much when people are guarding her. And I think the LSU game, she got so many opportunities because she was moving. And it wasn't because she was Renaya Davis. It was just she was moving and put herself in a good position. And I think you couldn't have shut her down that game. Now, maybe you do some special things. You might have taken away a couple of baskets, but she getting offensive boards. She gets scores in transition. She's, cutting to the basket, gets a shot. So I think she got a lot of looks just because she was active.
Is that one of her better games in terms of just production and energy? I mean, she plays like 37 minutes and she's all over the stat sheet.
Right. I thought it was. I thought that was after the game. I had no idea she had 30. It was to me a quiet 30, but an easy 30. That's about as easy of a 30 as you can get because she got good looks. Obviously, she got to the free throw line. That puts points on the boards, and she made them. But she just looked very comfortable.
That's good. It's good for your kids for her leading like that. But you have to be a little mindful of them. Hey, don't just stand around and watch her. Massingill hits some big shots, but maybe you get a little bit more from a few other people.
We talked to the team, especially when people are keying in on Renaya like they are right now. We talked to them about them being able to step up and make plays and be confident. Obviously, Jasmine made a couple of huge buckets. Lou Brown made a couple of big buckets. I thought Jordan made a nice drive and scored in the second half. So we have other people that can give us production. I think it's important that we all stay aggressive, and we're mindful of where Renaya is. We want to get her the ball, but it's not end all be all if we can't get it to her. We've got some other people that can make some plays.
What about Lou hitting threes like she has, and how that can help your offense?
Well, I think Lou being able to stretch the defense has helped tremendously, to be quite honest with you. It's taken out one more person from the paint. People are having to now come out and guard her a little bit, and usually now people are having to decide, are we going to help in on their post, or are they going to be able to play out? So it's given us another option.
And what concerns you about this one?
Well, the thing about Vanderbilt, they have had some really good games, and then they've had some games that they were okay. And I think for us, it's important. We don't look at record. We don't look at the last game and how that played out. I think we have to expect this is going to be the best Vanderbilt team that we can see. I think they're going to play great against us. I think that's important that we go in locked in. It's so hard to do every single night, but we've continued to ask that from our players, and they've been able to get us some consistency.
Since the start of the year, Samari's been averaging almost 5 blocks a game. Is that something that you think she's just getting more comfortable, or what are you kind of seeing from her?
Well, I think she's moving. She kind of spies the ball when she's in the paint. She's able to find that ball handler coming in, and she's a presence. When she's not producing offensively, she's still giving us a huge presence on the defensive end with her size. There are a lot of people that don't come to the paint just because she's there. It changes a lot of game plans even before the game starts.
Do you think Jada McCoy is going to be able to build off of Sunday's game minute-wise, or do you think maybe Sunday was a reflection of what you all needed in terms of toughness in that particular game?
I think both. I think one, Sunday we needed Jaden. We needed that toughness. I think, but two, it's something we can all build on. She's been having some good practices, so we wanted to make sure we found her some minutes and she was able to come out and really be productive. I thought it was perfect timing for our team and for her. And that's where you're always thinking as a coach, what's next, and these players, they have to be ready at any moment. You've got to be ready. And she absolutely was ready. She'd come off a game where we don't play her, and we get ready to sub her in, and she is so alert, she's so focused, she was locked in. She took advantage of the opportunity when it was presented, and I'm proud of her.
Has it been just a thing with practice with her? She's had to be better in practice?
Honestly, for us, it's been a rotation. It's been hard for me to get 5 players rotated in, and we just wanted to change our rotations and give her an opportunity.